claims to be Vaishnava must guard against these offenses in order to achieve the desired success of Krishna Prema. Once again, I thank everyone for joining today's Bhakti Sangha conference call. May I know who all joined this morning?
Hare Krishna, Vanita Gandharvika Mataji. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada and Shri Guru and Shri Gauranga, and all the glories to the assembled devotees. This is Megha from Naperville. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Megha Mataji. Dhanavad Pranam, all glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you so much, Mataji, for joining every day and chatting so beautifully. Welcome to the call. Is there anybody who would like to introduce themselves? Please go ahead.
Hare Krishna, Vanita Gandharvika Mataji. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada and all the assembled devotees. This is Indulekha Kanadasi from Naperville.
Hare Krishna, Indulekha Karuna Mataji, Dhanavat Pranam, all glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you so much, Mataji, for joining and giving your association. Hope you feel well, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Mataji, Dhanavat Pranam, all glories to Prabhupada, all glories to Guru Maharaj, all glories to Assembled devotee. This is Mohini Lakshmi from Detroit.
Hare Krishna, Mohini Lakshmi Mataji, Dhanavat Pranam, all glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you, Mataji, for joining every single day. Welcome to the call.
Hare Krishna, Vinita Gandharvika Mataji, Dandavat Pranam, Srila Prabhupada, Jai Guru Maharaj Ki Jai, Mrs. Shyama Gauri Nivinasi, Punchwalet.
Hare Krishna, Shama Gauri Mataji, Dhanavat Pranam, all glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you so much, Mataji, for joining, and thank you so much for bringing all these beautiful speakers to us. Welcome to the call, Mataji. Hare Krishna. Is there anybody who would like to introduce themselves? Please go ahead.
Hare Krishna, Vanita Mataji. Dhanavat Pranam, all glories to Srila Prabhupada and the assembled devotees. This is Revati from Atlanta, Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Revati Mataji, Dhanavat Pranam, all glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you, Mataji, for joining us regularly and giving your association. Welcome to the call.
Hare Krishna, thank you.
Hare Krishna, Vinita Gandharvika Mataji, all glories to Srila Prabhupada and Guru Maharaj. My humble obeisances to you and all the devotees. This is Krishna Kumari Devidasi from Rani.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Kumari Mataji, Dhanavat Pranam, all glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you so much, Mataji, for joining and giving your association. Welcome to the call. Hare Krishna, is there anybody who would like to introduce themselves? Please go ahead. We have still time for the class. Hope everyone is having wonderful Purushottam month, chanting more and hearing more. Of course, Bhakti Sangha platform provides us to hear more and chant more. Yeah, if nobody want to introduce themselves, we can start the recording and have a speaker introduction before Prabhuji comes. Hare Krishna, everyone. Welcome to Bhakti Sangha conference call. Today we are very fortunate to have His Grace Dasharatha Priya Prabhu to enlighten us on the topic of Srimad Bhagavatam, 6th canto, 17th chapter, 8th verse. The topic name for today is, did Chitraketu offended Lord Shiva? This is the topic for today. Before we hand over the call to Prabhu, I request Raj Prabhu to take over from here and give a brief introduction of today's speaker. Raj Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Dhanavat Pranam to you and all the assembled devotees. All glories to Srila Prabhupada, Shri Guru and Gauranga. Thank you so much, Mataji. There is a brief introduction for our speaker today. His Grace Dasharatha Priya Prabhuji. Prabhuji is a disciple of His Holiness Gopal Krishna Goswami Maharaj and is a spiritual student under the guidance of His Grace Radhesham Prabhuji. Prabhuji is a personality development coach, youth counselor, and spiritual mentor. Prabhu was born and raised in a pious family in Bhubaneswar, India, And from the very early days of his childhood, he had a natural inclination towards the spiritual culture and values. He holds a bachelor degree in electrical engineering from the National Institute of Technology, Rourkela, NIT, which is among the top engineering institutes in India. Prabhuji, seeing the lack of proper moral and ethical values in young students, felt the dire need to educate these young students in right wisdom and values from ancient Vedic literatures like Bhagavad Gita, Mahabharata, Ramayana, etc. In 2014, he dedicated his life as a celebrated monk in ISKCON NVCC Pune. Prabhu is learned in primary Vedic texts, especially Bhagavad Gita and Srimad Bhagavatam, having attended Bhakti Shastri teacher training and Bhakti Shastri teacher training courses. That's a brief introduction for Prabhuji. Over to you, Mataji. Hare Krishna. Dandavat Pranam.
Thank you so much, Prabhuji, for that introduction. Actually, Prabhuji did not yet join. We'll pause the recording here. Is there anybody who would like to introduce themselves? Please go ahead. Okay. Or else we can chant. Is there anybody who would like to recite Govardhana Dharam Vande for 33 times before the class starts? It's very auspicious to recite this mantra. Anyone would like to recite this? Okay.
I can try, Mataji.
Okay, please
Go ahead.
recite, Mataji. Indu Mataji, recite, Mataji.
Okay, yes, yes. Govardhanam Dharam Vande Gopalam Goparupinam Gokulotsavam Govindam Gopika Priyam Govardhanam Dharam Vande Gopalam Goparupinam Gokulotsavam Govindam Gopika Priyam Govardhanam Dharam Vande Gopalam Goparupinam Gokulotsavam Govindam Gopika Priyam Govardhanam Dharam Vande Gopalam Goparupinam Gokulotsavam Govindam Gopika Priyam Govardhanam Dharam Vande Gopalam Goparupinam Gokulotsavam Govindam Gopika Priyam Govardhanam Dharam Vande Gopalam Goparupinam Gokulotsavam Govindam Gopika Priyam Govardhanam Dharam Vande Gopalam Goparupinam Gokulotsavam Govindam Gopika Priyam Govardhanam Dharam Vande Gopalam Goparupinam Gokulotsavam Govindam Gopika Priyam Govardhanam Dharam Vande Gopalam Goparupinam Gokulotsavam Govindam Gopika Priyam Govardhanam Dharam Vande Gopalam Goparupinam Gokulotsavam Govindam Gopika Priyam Govardhanam Dharam Vande Gopalam Goparupinam Gokulotsavam Govindam Gopika Priyam Govardhanam Dharam Vande Gopalam Goparupinam Gokulotsavam Govindam Gopika Priyam Govardhanam Dharam Vande Gopalam Goparupinam Gokulotsavam Govindam Gopika Priyam Govardhanam Dharam Vande Gopalam Goparupinam Gokulotsavam Govindam Gopika Priyam Govardhanam Dharam Vande Gopalam Goparupinam Gokulotsavam Govindam Gopika Priyam Govardhanam Dharam Vande Gopalam Goparupinam Gokulotsavam Govindam Gopika Priyam Govardhanam Dharam Vande Gopalam Goparupinam Gokulotsavam Govindam Gopika Priyam Govardhanam Dharam Vande Gopalam Goparupinam Gokulotsavam Govindam Gopika Priyam Govardhanam Dharam Vande Gopalam Goparupinam Gokulotsavam Govindam Gopika Priyam Govardhanam Dharam Vande Gopalam Goparupinam Gokulotsavam Govindam Gopika Priyam Govardhanam Dharam Vande गोपालं गोपरूपिणं गोकुलोत्सवमीशानां गोविन्दं गोपिकाप्रियं गोवर्धनं दरं वन्दे गोपालं गोपरूपिणं गोकुलोत्सवमीशानां गोविन्दं गोपिकाप्रियं गोवर्धनं दरं वन्दे गोपालं गोपरूपिणं गोकुलोत्सवमीशानां गोविन्दं गोपिकाप्रियं गोवर्धनं धरं वन्दे गोपालं गोपरूपिणं गोकुलोत्सवमीशानां गोविन्दं गोपिकाप्रियं गोवर्धनं दरं वन्दे गोपालं गोपरूपिणं गोकुलोत्सवमीशानां गोविन्दं गोपिकाप्रियं गोवर्धनं धरं वन्दे गोपालं गोपरूपिणं गोकुलोत्सवमीशानां गोविन्दं गोपिकाप्रियं गोवर्धनं धरं वन्दे गोपालं गोपरूपिणं गोकुलोत्सवमीशानां गोविन्दं गोपिकाप्रियं वन्दे गोपालं गोपरूपिणं गोकुलोत्सवमीशानां गोविन्दं गोपिकाप्रियं.
Mataji, we will sing Nandanandanashtakam.
Okay.
Anybody would like to sing this? This is also one of the songs that we need to sing in this month. Like we recited the mantra that is supposed to recite it 33 times every day in this month of Purushottam. If anybody would like to take chance to recite this, I can recite one. Please go ahead, Mataji.
Charvaktramandalam Sukarnaratnakundalam Suchachitangachurchandanam Namami Nandanandanam Sudhirganetra Pankajam Shiki Shikhandamurthajam Anangakoti Mohanam Namami Nandanandanam Sonasikagramaktikam Swachandadantapanktikam Navambudhanga Chankanam Namami Nandanandanam Karina Venuranjitam Gari Karindra Ganjitam Dakula Pita Shobhanam Namami Nandanandanam Tribhangadeha Sundaram Nakadyuti Sudakaram Amulya Ratna Bhushanam Namami Nandanandanam Sugandha Anga Saurabham Uro Raji Kaustubham Viraji Kaustubham Supat Srivatsalanchanam Namami Nandanandanam Vrindavana Sunagaram Vilasano Gavasanam Surendra Garbhamochanam Namami Nandanandanam Vrajangana Sunayakam Sadasukapradayakam Jaganmana Pralobhanam Namami Nandanandanam Srinandanandanashtakam Padetya Shraddha Yanvita Tared Bhavam Tim Dushtaram Lavetadangri Yukmakam. Translation.
Mataji, Prabhuji joined, I guess. I saw Prabhuji. If Prabhuji, yeah, Prabhuji is there.
Yes,
Mataji.
yes.
Yeah. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you so much, Prabhu, for joining and giving your valuable time and association this morning and enlightening us on the topic of Srimad Bhagavatam. I now hand over the call to you, Prabhu. You can start with the prayers and we will share the screen for you for the verse, Prabhu. Hare Krishna. Prabhu, please unmute yourself.
आप मेरे फोन से ज्वाइन कीजिए। नेट सही आ रहा है, फोन से भागवतम देख लीजिए।
Prabhuji, your voice is breaking.
Yeah, just give me 1 minute. I'm connecting.
Okay, he needs some time. He's still connecting. Maybe he's trying to connect with the other device. He's on mobile. Okay. Mataji, shall we read the meaning? Shamagauri Mataji.
Yes, Mataji.
Yeah, we can finish reading meaning by that time. Yeah. Everyone can take turns to read the meaning. I would like to read the first one. I offer pranama to Nanda Nandana, whose face is extremely delightful, in whose beautiful ears hang jeweled earrings, and whose entire body is anointed with the fragrant chandana. Anybody else?
Yeah.
Hare Krishna, can I read, Mataji?
Okay,
Yeah, please,
go ahead.
Mataji, go ahead.
Okay, number 2. I offer pranam to Nanda Nandana, whose eyes are more beautiful than the fully bloomed lotus, whose head is beautifully adorned with an arrangement of peacock feathers, and who enchants millions of cupids. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji, shall I read? I offer pranama to Nanda Nandana, from whose beautiful nose hangs a elephant pearl, whose teeth are immensely effulgent, whose bodily complexion is more beautiful and lustrous than a fresh rain cloud. Thank you, Mataji.
Krishna, I offer pranam to Nandana, whose lotus hands hold the flute, whose lingering gait defeats even that of an imperfection elephant, and whose dark limbs are beautified by a yellow shawl.
I offer pranama to Nandanandana, whose threefold bending posture is exquisitely elegant, the effulgence of whose toenails put to shame even the moon, and who wears invaluable jewels and ornaments.
Hare Krishna. I offer pranama to Nandanandana, whose body exudes an especially beautiful fragrance, and whose broad chest is adorned with the Kaustuba jewel and the mark of Srivatsa. Hare Krishna.
Can I read again, Mataji?
Please,
go ahead.
Okay, number 7. Number 7, I offer pranama to Nandanandana, the expert lover of Vrindavana, who performs immaculate pastimes and who is attired in clothes which are suitable for those pastimes, and who pulverized the pride of Indra.
Yeah, Raj Prabhu.
I offer my pranama to Nandanandana, who has a lover of the Praja Gopis, perpetually delights them, and who enchants the minds of all living entities. Hare Krishna.
Revati Mataji was reading.
Whoever regularly recites this Sri Nandananda Kashtakam will easily cross the seemingly insurmountain ocean of material existence and attain eternal residence at the lotus feet of Krishna.
Jai Nandanandanashtakam ki Jai. Prabhuji, are you ready, Prabhu?
Yeah, yes, Mataji, yes, I'm ready.
Yeah.
I'm extremely sorry for the delay, Mataji. There is a little network problem here in Mayapur Dham. I am in Mayapur.
Oh, okay. Very nice, Prabhuji. Have your class from Mayapur. Thank you so much for taking up this service at the last minute. I would like to offer my obeisances to you. Thank you for giving your valuable time and association this morning, Prabhu, and enlightening us on the topic of Srimad Bhagavatam. I now hand over the call to you, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
So, will you be sharing the screen?
Yes, we will be sharing the screen for you, Prabhu.
678.
1 second, Mataji.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
One second.
Yeah, we're reading from 6th canto, 17th chapter, sloka number 8. Is it correct, Madhuri? Yeah, fine. 6, 17, 8.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Okay, so I'll recite the sloka. I don't know how you all do. This is I'm giving here in this forum first time. So is it like a formal Bhagavatam class type of thing, or how you'd like me to do?
Yes, Prabhuji, but we will be on mute and we'll recite along with you. But we will be on mute.
Fine.
Yeah.
Fine. Prayasah prakritaschapi ayam mahavratodharo vibharti sadasi striyam. So here is the translation. I'm going to the translation. Ordinary conditioned persons generally embrace their wives and enjoy their company in solitary places. How wonderful it is that Lord Mahadev, although a great master of austerity, is embracing his wife openly in the midst of an assembly of great saints. Purport by Srila Prabhupada. The word Mahabhratadhara indicates a brahmachari who has never fallen down. Lord Shiva is counted amongst the best of the yogis, yet he embraced his wife in the midst of.
I think Prabhuji lost his connection.
Looks like it, Mataji.
Yeah.
Do you want to finish reading the purport?
Yes, Mataji, we will finish reading it. The word Mahavrata Dhara indicates brahmacharis who has never fallen down. Lord Shiva is Lord Shiva is counted among the best of yogis, yet he embraced his wife in the midst of great saintly persons. Chitraketu appreciated how great Lord Shiva to be unaffected even in that situation. Therefore, Chitraketu was not an offender. He merely expressed his wonder. Yeah, Prabhu is joining. Yeah.
Mataji, I'm sorry, here internet is poor, so I'm getting disconnected.
No worries, Prabhu. We read the purport. You can start the class. We finished reading that.
Okay. Om Jnana Timirandasya Jnananjana Salakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namah. Sri Chaitanya Manohishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Dadati Swapadantikam. Vandeham Sri Guru Sri Uta Padakamalam Sri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Sri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathan Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savdutam Parijana Saitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Sri Visakhan Vitamscha. Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swaminiti Namine. Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesa Sunyavadi Paschatya Desatarine. Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. My sound is clear enough, Mataji?
Yes, Prabhuji, we can hear you clearly.
Okay. So this particular shloka is coming in the 6th canto, chapter number 17, about Chitraketu Maharaj seeing Lord Shiva giving a discourse on Srimad Bhagavatam, and that is not a very unusual sight because Shivji, his constant activity is that he speaks Bhagavatam. There are very few people who know the purport of Srimad Bhagavatam. It is said that not everybody knows the purport of Srimad Bhagavatam, but amongst those who know the purport of Srimad Bhagavatam, Shivji is very prominent. They say that Brahma does not know. Vyasa, whether he knows or does not know, Sukadev knows, and definitely Lord Shiva also knows the purport of Srimad Bhagavatam. So Shivji is speaking Bhagavatam, and whenever he's speaking Bhagavatam, his foremost audience who hears his Bhagavatam class is his own wife, Parvati. He would constantly recite Srimad Bhagavatam in front of Parvati. And that's the ideal couple, husband-wife. The prominent discussions between husband and wife should be Srimad Bhagavatam. And Shivji is showing that he's Akhila Guru, he's Charachara Guru, and he's showing through his activity what a husband's responsibility. He should teach Srimad Bhagavatam to his wife. And Shivji is doing that. And he has been doing many places, not only this one place. He keeps doing various occasions are there where it is said that Shivji is explaining Srimad Bhagavatam to his wife. And here, but he is not telling directly to his wife. He's giving to some sages, they are sitting, but he's keeping his wife on his lap. His wife is sitting on his lap and he's giving a Bhagavatam class. Very prominent and very, very peculiar sight to be seen by at least common folk. That to see somebody giving a class, the Srimad Bhagavatam is Vairagya Vidya. You find Srimad Bhagavatam, you find most of the character, they are showing prominence of renunciation. But somebody keeping his wife on his lap, giving class, it shows that it's a sign of attachment actually. So how should he be speaking Srimad Bhagavatam, keeping his wife on his lap? It is very not a common sight to see. Very, very unusual thing to be seen. At least for common folk, for ordinary people, is very unusual sight. So upon this incident, Chitraketu is giving a comment that how could a personality like Shivji, and of course he is not telling in a derogatory way. He is just is making a remark. And also that too is glorifying Shivji. In the purport, in the previous sloka, Srila Prabhupada says that actually Shivji did not offend. Chitraketu did not offend Shivji. He definitely did not do. In fact, he is actually a very intimate associate of Shivji. He did not, because Chitraketu is a devotee of Lord Ananta says, and so also Lord Shivji. Shivji is also a foremost devotee of Lord Ananta says. So in that sense, they are God brother actually. Shivji and Chitraketu Maharaj, they are God brothers. They have some same Guru, spiritual master. So he's definitely not offending. Srila Prabhupada is also telling that in the purport itself, the Chitraketu is not offending actually. But Parvati took it as an offense. That we will not be discussing. We will be only discussing two parts, that how the greatness of Shivji, and also we will discuss about how an apparent offensive looking that will, these two things will first I'll consider about the second thing I wrote, that how an apparent offensive action is actually not a big offense. Like we see also the example of Maharaj Parikshit. So we see as Parikshit, he actually, he was feeling thirsty in the jungle, and he took an dead stick and garlanded this Samik Rishi. So in one sense, it is considered to be an offensive act. It's a sage doing tapasya and self-realized person, Samik Rishi. And Parikshit Maharaj, he was feeling very thirsty. He took the date snake and garlanded the sage. And for this act, his son, Sringi, he cursed him to death. So here he gave an punishment, a death punishment he gave, capital punishment, death sentence to Parikshit Maharaj. If you think carefully, do Parikshit Maharaj deserve such a big punishment? Actually, he does not deserve. Why? First, in the first place, Parikshit Maharaj happens to be the emperor of the whole world. So he is the same Parikshit Maharaj who, when he heard Srimad Bhagavatam 7 days continuously, with rapt attention, he was hearing Srimad Bhagavatam. He did not even take a glass of water. He was continuously hearing all 7 days, 7 nights. So, and how he could be feeling thirsty, and out of that haste, he would garland a dead snake to a self-realized soul. So, one should think carefully about this. Of course, this action happened after the curse, but one can see the potency of Parikshit Maharaj. So then why Parikshit Maharaj did? On the other hand, if you see what Sringi did, Sringi, he cursed Maharaj Parikshit. He did not tolerate the situation. He should have thought, no, why, what the action, why he did like that. One should think, if some incident has happened, one should try to always analyze it from the viewpoint of the scriptures. The scriptures, they say that the king happens to be Naradev. He is the representative of Krishna. And because of him, he is protecting the whole world. And if I'll curse him untimely, then I'll invite such a great danger on this world. The small child, Sringi, did not think about this. Did not think about the consequence of his action and cursed the king. He thought that tit for tat. He has garlanded my son, my father like this, offended my father. So I'll curse him. Like that he thought. So he cursed him to death. And in the purport, it is said that, in Sukdev Goswami is telling in the Bhagavatam, that Parikshit Maharaj had the power to counter curse to Sringi. He could have cursed back Sringi. Or he had the also potency to nullify the curse, actually. But he did not do that. He tolerated the curse. So when he tolerated it, what happened? He gave rise to Srimad Bhagavatam. Because of he accepted the curse, and he 7 days, because of that, all of us got Srimad Bhagavatam. Sukdev Goswami came to Hastinapur, spoke Srimad Bhagavatam, and all of us got Srimad Bhagavatam. Because Parikshit Maharaj tolerated. And you see, on the other hand, what is the consequence of Sringi's action? Sringi, he just acted out of haste. And because of that, he gave rise to Kali. Kali got an opportunity to enter into the kingdom. And Kali spread it. Because when Kali heard that Parikshit Maharaj has been cursed to death, so he entered. All thieves and dacoits, all they flourished. They understood that Parikshit Maharaj will be no more in power for 7 days. So they flourished, and they created so much disturbance. So we can see that. So we can see that because the intolerance of Sringi, it gave rise to the entrance of Kali. Kali actually started from there, and because of the tolerance and divine action of Maharaj Parikshit, we could get Srimad Bhagavatam. So we can see that how. So now our point was that Parikshit Maharaj putting a dead snake onto this rishi, it was actually not a very big offensive act. It is not considered to be a great Vaishnava aparadh, one of the 10 Nama aparadhs. It is not like that. So because here he is acting being induced by the Supreme Lord. So that has to be seen. If any ordinary people or you and me would have garlanded, probably would have been seen as an offense. But in case who is garlanding? A personality like Parikshit Maharaj. So such a great personality. Sometimes if he is doing something which is apparently appearing to be out of scripts, one should not be immediately commenting on it. One should not be very, haste to comment and rejoice on that mistake. Otherwise, one situation will be like Sringi's situation. Parikshit Maharaj is such a great personality. He has garlanded a dead snake to a sage. Why he has done like that? He would never act like that. The person who could get the darshan of Lord Krishna within the womb of his mother, how can he act like this? So he can never act like that. So person Sringi should have actually analyzed the situation. That Parikshit Maharaj can never act like that. So there has to be some purpose, divine purpose, Supreme Lord's desire behind this action of this personality. Like that he should have thought. Similarly, in this case, Chitraketu Maharaj's case, now Chitraketu Maharaj is saying that Shivji is giving a class on Srimad Bhagavatam, putting his wife on the lap. So he spoke something that see the greatness of Shivji. He can give a class on Srimad Bhagavatam, which happens to be the topmost science of renunciation. And he could be giving that class putting his wife on the lap. So Srimad Bhagavatam is filled with the stories of people who have renounced this world actually. You could see the story starts with Narad Muni. Srimad Bhagavatam starts with now the story of Narad Muni. Narad Muni, how he made the Bhakti Vedantas and how he got the divine instructions from the Srimad Bhagavatam from them. So what he did when his mother died, he just left, put his mother and the house in fire and left. And then you see the story goes about Pandavas in first canto. The Pandavas, they left home. There's a chapter called the Pandavas retiring timely, something like that. There's a chapter like this, 15th chapter, I guess. He left. Similarly, you see the story of Dhritarashtra in the 13th chapter. Dhritarashtra is leaving home. Or you see Parikshit Maharaj, he Atmajaya Sutagara, Pasudravina Bandhusu, like that. Everything he left. Parikshit Maharaj. It's a story of everybody living. It's a signs of great renunciation. Everybody is, you see the story of whoever is there, whether it is Prachetas or Parikshit Maharaj or anybody, you see that there's a story of it's a Vairagya Vidya. But here it's how can Shivji is act like this? So in the first place, one has to see that what is Shivji? One should when somebody sees an action, one should not think immediately and make a comment on it. One should see who are the people involved, what is the background of the story, and behind everything you should see the hand of the Supreme Lord. What is Krishna's desire? If at all, in particular, if there are great souls involved in the incident, Tejiya Samna Dosaya, it is said, if a great person is involved, people like all of us should not be giving a comment using our limited understanding. So here Chitraketu is involved. Who is giving a comment? Who actually cursed? Parvati cursed. Parvati, who was sitting on the lap of Shivji, she cursed. She cursed this Chitraketu Maharaj, saying that you are thinking that you are very renounced, my husband not, and she cursed. And she was very unhappy about that curse. He tells that you don't know this great Narayan Parayan, this great devotee of Lord Narayan, and without knowing his power, you have cursed him. So actually, you are not very beautiful. He is very beautiful like that. His heart. And what Chitraketu Maharaj does, he gets the curse, comes down, offers prayers to Mother Parvati, and goes. He could have just passed like that. He did not do like that. He thought that probably I'll be misunderstood more, or he wanted to actually clarify his situation. So he comes down, offers prayers to Mother Parvati, and goes and says that I accept your curse, like that Chitraketu says. And what was the curse given? The curse was that he will become Vritrasu. And you see, actually it is a arrangement of the Lord. Because who is Vritrasu? It is said that Vritrasu is so glorious. He is so glorious that the Bhagavatam definition is given through the name of Vritrasu. It is said that this Bhagavatam is that Puran in which the story of Vritrasur is there. It does not say that we find the story of Vritrasur in Srimad Bhagavatam. It does not say like that. It says this Bhagavatam is that Puran in which the story of Srimad Bhagavatam, the story of Vritrasur is there. We can understand how the Vritrasur is actually becomes very glorious. So Lord Krishna's desire was there that this incident may happen. So when Chitraketu Maharaj is giving a comment that Shivji is giving a class on Srimad Bhagavatam, putting his wife on the lap. So when it comes to us, how should we be saying that? Can Shivji give a class on this or not? Yeah, definitely can give. Because he is Mahavratodhar, and he is completely detached. He himself, there is a story, very interesting story about Shivji. Shivji got married to Parvati, and they were living in Kailas. So in Kailas, the description of Kailas comes in Srimad Bhagavatam. Kailas. So, he had not made any building house for him. He was just living under a tree. Shivji is very famous for living under a tree. This is his Vairagya. He could be living with his wife under a tree. It's very difficult to do. Even sadhus nowadays, we ISKCON sadhus, we don't live under a tree. So we are living now, and right in Mayapur, we are living in guest house. I was thinking that if tomorrow I have to live under a tree, because I was preparing for this class, and I was thinking that great sadhu and sages, they prefer to live under sadhus or tree. Even 6 Goswamis, they live under a tree actually. Different tree that too. Not the same tree on the different nights. So different trees they would live in Vrindavan under trees. So living under a tree is not a easy thing actually. But here you see Shivji is along with his wife. He is living under a tree. In Kashi you see, or in Bhubaneswar, my hometown, there is a place called Ekal. One who speaks Srimad Bhagavatam. And that is the very place where Sukdev Goswami heard Srimad Bhagavatam from Shivji. So you see, he never made a house for him. He lives under it. And the story is that he was living in Kailas, sitting under a tree. Both husband and wife were living there. And his his father-in-law, Parvati's father, came and he saw, what is this? You are keeping my daughter under a tree. She used to live in my palace. And how could you be keeping her under a tree, beneath a tree? Please make a house for her. And then Shivji, he says that, okay, fine, I'll make a house for her. Then he makes a huge, grand palace for Parvati. And then, so this news of Shivji making a palace spreads all around the Devata Lok. And the Devatas are very happy. They have heard that Shivji has made a palace and there will be Griha Pravesh. So there will be feast. So all the demigods, they come for feast. Brahmanas, everybody is called to Kailas for feast. And when they come for the feast, Shivji gives a royal feast to everyone. Everybody gets feast and he gives dakshina to the Brahmanas. Keeps giving Sivapati, both are giving dakshinas. So after dakshina, they give everything. And that all things that were valuable and that were costly in their house, they give away to all people those who had come for the festival. And finally, only thing that remains is their house and very little commodity, nothing else. But they were very happy that we served all people and Shiv Parvati. Finally, they entered the house. But just have entered the house, one Brahmana comes. And he says that, oh Lord Shiva, I became late. Please forgive me. So they become very happy. They again serve a grand feast to this Brahmana who eats the food. And after that, he asks, please give me the dakshina. Because without dakshina, no festival becomes actually complete. Mantra hinam adakshinam, Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita. It becomes a festival of charity in mode of ignorance. People don't give dakshina. So he says that, what dakshina are you going to give? Parvati, Shivji asks to Parvati, what should we be giving? We don't have anything left now. Then Shivji thinks that, okay, fine, we have this house, this whole house, well furnished, complete building is there. So let's give this building to this Brahman. So they give this their house to the Brahmanas. And both of them again go back to the same tree and they start living there. So you can understand the level of renunciation of Shivji actually. So, and is in the material world, the first and foremost devotee of Krishna, topmost devotee is actually Shivji. The topmost devotee in the spiritual world is the gopis. The gopis are the topmost devotees. And in material world, the topmost devotee is Lord Shiva. Like that. So, the topmost devotee. And so much intimate association of personality of Godhead he gets. You see, both himself and his wife, both are pure devotees. So Lord Krishna has given the responsibility of this material world to this husband-wife, this couple. His wife is Durga, Maya, and Sambhu is the Kala Shakti. So both of them are managing this universe. Very, very confidential associate Lord. Very, very confidential. If you see how whichever place there is Krishna's place, Vishnu's place, there has to be a place for Lord Shiva. You will find anywhere. You go to Jagannath Puri, you have Lingaraj temple there. So Shivji is there, and there are Ashtasambhus and Pancha Mahadev all around Jagannath Puri. 5 different locations, 5 different Sambhus. And what to speak of in Vrindavan? In Vrindavan, it is said that if you want Vrindavan Vas or Brajavas can be given by only 5 people. 5 personalities can give you residence in Vrindavan. 5 people. So anybody knows who are the 5 people who can give residence, who can grant residence to us in Vrindavan Dham?
Radharani.
Tulsi
No.
Maharani ki jai. Tulsi Maharani ki jai.
Yes.
And Govardhan.
Govardhan, yeah, exactly. Govardhan, yes.
I know only 3, Prabhu. Govardhan, Gopeshwar Mahadev, Tulsi.
Gopeshwar Mahadev. So one person is Gopeshwar Mahadev who can give you out of the 5, Yamuna, Brajraj, Gopeshwar Mahadev, and Tulsi Mani, and Govardhan. So these 5 can give you grant you residence in Sri Vrindavan Dham. Somebody had written in the chat, Guru. Yeah, Guru can give you. That is, Guru is out of this 5. The 5 living in Vrindavan can give you residence in Vrindavan. So these are the 5. Guru can, of course, definitely give Sri Guru Paramananda Premananda Phalaprada Brajananda Pradananda Seva Niyojima. Guru can definitely give. But I'm talking about these 5. So Gopeshwar Mahadev. Guru Sivji can give you, he can, if he wants, he can make you Brajvasi. Why only Brajvasi? He can send you any dham you want. You want moksha? Sivji can give moksha also. In Kashi, it is said that if you give up your body in Kashi, Banaras, then he will give you moksha. He will come and chant Ram's name in your ear, and you can get the moksha if you give up your body in Kashi. If somebody wants like Navan Bas, he can give. Very, very dear associate of Lord Supreme Lord Sri Krishna. Very, very dear. So he's giving a Bhagavad class on keeping on this kind of this incident is definitely a very special incident. So one can never make a passing comment on such incident. Understanding the exalted position of Lord Shiva. So Chitraketu Maharaj here, Prabhupada is already mentioning in the purport that Prabhupada did not, Shivji did not, Chitraketu did not offend Shiva. He did not offend, but Parvati took it as an offense. And same Shivji also did not think that Chitraketu is offending me. He understood what is going on in Chitraketu's heart. Because Chitraketu, Shivji also knows the position of Chitraketu. It is said that it takes one to know one. It is said that it takes one to know one. To know the exalted position of a Vaishnava, one common folk, common personality will just get, that's why Srila Prabhupada made a statement that Krishna consciousness is so simple that you just might miss it. So it is like that. So as much as the process of Krishna consciousness, that much is the exalted devotees who are very exalted in the position of their practice in their of Krishna consciousness. So you might just that's why to be very, very safe enough, our Rupa Goswami has said, he has given a very nice formula in Nectar of Instruction. Because to understand the position of devotee, it is not so easy. So that's why he has given a very simple formula for all of us in Nectar of Instruction. He has said, Krishneti yasya giritam manasa driyeta diksasti chet pranatavista bhajantam isham susrushaya bhajana vigyam ananyamanya nindadi sunya hridamipsita sanga labdhva. There he says, there he says, Krishneti yasya giritam manasadriyata. If one chants Krishna, Krishneti yasya giritam manasadriyata, what you should be doing? Manasadriyata. You should be respecting them in your mind. But generally what we do, we respect them externally, but offend people in the mind. It's very, very dangerous. Offending, you might say that, Prabhu, we hear that offenses in the mind are not considered, are not calculated in the Kali Yuga. Yeah, they are not calculated, but the beginning of all offense is the offense in the mind. Because it is there in the form of, in the mind. If it is there in the mind, it will be there in action in one point of time. Because Srila Prabhupada says in one purport that our mental status precipitates into reality whenever there is an opportunity. Says our mental existence precipitates into reality whenever there is an opportunity. So you will see that whenever you are thinking something, or you are like, I'll give you a very simple example. There was a particular type devotee. So I would get a certain type of feeling towards him in my mind, and I would never express. It would just come to my mind. And over the period of time, it so happened that I had to do my service with that devotee. Yeah. I had to do my service with that devotee. And this particular thing, it was there in my mind. I never spoke it to anyone, but it would come. And whenever it would come, I would just ruminate it for some time, thinking that, yeah, this devotee might be like this. And over the year, when I started working with this devotee, it was so tough for me to work with him. So tough, so tough. I never felt in life working with a devotee so difficult. Although I have not offended him. Why? Because I have this particular type of thought in my mind. And when I'm coming in and working with him, my preconceived perceptions are not leaving me. And again and again, they are coming into action. They're coming. So, and my action is getting tinged with this kind of flavor. And that devotee is sensitive because he's working with me now from very close. Earlier we were from a distance, now we're working very close. So it was such tough for me. I had to pray to the Lord so fervently that I want to come out of this, because otherwise it would have been a big disservice. We had to work together, and so much responsibility had to be carried out. And if it was very tough situation, so I could clearly see that the mental things are so tough. It is there, definitely they're going to be in action over a time. So that's why Narad Muni, our Rupa Goswami says, Krishneti yasya girita manasadriyeta. Man mein aadar karna chahiye. You should not, like there is a saying that hate the sin, not the sinner. It's very tough actually. This generally we hate the sinner, but don't hate the sin. If opportunity will be there, probably we will succumb to that sin. But because of good association, we protect ourselves from committing different type of sin. But we tend to offend the sinner or hate the sinner for that matter. And because of that, we are not able to reach out to many people. But you see, Prabhupada was exactly opposite. Prabhupada was, he lived with the hippies. If you see the nature of Srila Prabhupada and Shivji, they're very, very similar actually. You see what Shivji does. He lives with this ghosts, hobgoblins. Bhutanath, his name is Bhutanath. Very famous for delivering the ghosts. And Prabhupada, when living in Bauri, he was, of course, some of you have joined from USA, I guess. I'm not sure. I've never been to USA. Right now, I was asking one devotee in Baltimore that, do you have hippies right now? He was telling no. But I asked him, do you have an experience of them? He was saying no. But still, I could imagine that what kind of people they must be. And Srila Prabhupada lived with all of them and made them into such exalted personalities that some of them they went on to become an acharya, and they're leading our society. They become completely pure devotees. So you can see the power of Srila Prabhupada. How Prabhupada was actually never touched by the sin, and how we could love the so apparently afflicted person through a different type of sinful activities. So this is about a very, very exalted personality. This is the nature of a great personalities. That's why Rupa Goswami says that Krishneti yasya girita, a person who is very exalted, ninda adi sunya hridam ipsita sangalabhya. If his heart is completely free from the tendency to criticize, one should always seek the association of such kind of personalities. Very, very transforming, very transforming. But all you happen to get, there are sadhu prakas, there are sadhus of different categories. Jiva Goswami explains there are sadhus who are murchita kasaya, means they are very exalted, but a tinge of kasaya means sin is there. Not sin exactly, it is like some anartha. So that they are called murchita kasaya. Another sadhu who are called nirdhuta kasaya, means like Shukdev Goswami, completely freed from the kasaya. And then there is another called prapta parsada deha sadhu. Prapta parsada deha, 3 categories. Prapta, they are like pure devotees, completely in parsada deha. In parsada means their body is of eternal associate of the Lord. Parsada deha. So So coming back to our point about Shivji's and Chitraketu story. So I'm not sure how much time, till what time I have to go.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Dhanva Pranam. You can go for a little while more, Prabhu. The class is very nice. Thank you.
I can go till 6.
What is the time there, Prabhuji, in Mayapur?
In Mayapur, it is 5:45.
Oh, yes, Prabhu. Yes, no problem. Please continue.
Okay, so I lost the link. Yeah. So Shivji and Chitraketu story. Here we see that this is very specific incident, very incident which is not so much to be seen in Vaishnava circles. And Shivji giving a discourse on Tyaga, Vairagya, and putting his wife on the lap. It was a very unusual sight. And Chitraketu Maharaj is making, why Chitraketu Maharaj was like, he took a notice. Parvati is telling that, don't you see the sadhus sit in the front? They have been so submissively sitting and hearing the sermon which was given by my husband. And how could you be commenting on it? Who are you to comment? Are these people sitting are fools? They are not commenting. They are not opposing me sitting on his lap. Who are you to make a point this incident out? Like that, she is telling. So the sadhus, the sages, those who are sitting, they are not commenting. Why did Chitraketu Maharaj made a comment? So his comment was actually first to glorify Shivji. That see the greatness of Shivji. He's so exalted because he's giving a class on a topic, and activity is very contrast. It is very difficult to reconcile two opposite things. It is not that easy actually. A conditioned soul cannot do it. But he's showing the greatness of Shivji, that see his greatness. He can give such a classes which is being heard by the sadhus, and still he's unaffected by this action. This is the first thing. And second thing, he was little concerned that people should not make it a system of giving Bhagavatam class. Probably this is a standard practice. One should be giving a Bhagavatam class like this. So he was kind of concerned for that, from that angle. So it should not be a very, because naturally whatever great souls they do, the common folk, the common people, they generally tend to follow it. This is a natural practice, and Krishna also points it out. Even Narad Muni says in Srimad Bhagavatam also that yad yad acharati shreshtas tatta deva tarojana. This shloka comes in Bhagavatam also. So whatever great souls they do, common people they follow it. This is a very general practice, and it happens everywhere. It happens everywhere in all living sections. You can see even you can see in animals also they do. Small kids they also do. Small kid, if one child will do, then all other child will do the same activity. And that child who will initiate the activity will be like kind of leader type of personality, leader type of child. Similarly, same thing happens everywhere you go. There will be one person and many people clustered around him who are following him. Even in the aborigines, in the tribes, you go to the tribal section also, they don't have system, they don't have management, they don't have culture, but you will find them, there will be one leader, Mukhya kind of person, and all other people will be naturally following that person. So this is general practice. It is there it is ingrained in the living entities. So this Krishna talks about in Srimad Bhagavad Gita and comes in Srimad Bhagavatam also. Whatever a leader does, common people, they just tend to imitate it and practice and follow it. So Chitraketu Maharaj was concerned that all others should not think that Bhagavatam class should be given like this. This is the standard practice how Srimad Bhagavatam should be given. One should sit along with his wife and then give a class. People should not think like that. That was this two were his concern. So So because of that, he made a remark, but he never offended the way Prabhupada said, pointing out that the way Daksha, he offended Shivji. Daksha, how he offended, he told, what was his offense? When Daksha entered into the arena of sacrifice, everybody got up. Because when Daksha entered, the radiance that was coming out from his body was so effulgent, and the whole place become illuminated by the effulgence of Daksha. So some of them, simply by the glaring effulgence, they got up. They did not even see the body of Daksha. Everybody got up. Brahma did not get up naturally because he was his father. But Shivji did not get up. And he was so offended. He felt that this Shivji is such a third class. He is my son-in-law. I have given my wife in marriage to this person. And I am more than his father. And he's not offending in my presence. He's not standing up. He's not respecting me when I'm entered. So that was his difficulty. And he started offending. He started speaking in the whole assembly. The assembly of the full demigods were there. And everybody respects Shivji so much. But he started offending, blaspheming Lord Shiva, speaking about here, there, whatever he had in his mind. He just offended. So we offend a great soul because of many reasons, but prominently because of two things. One is because of ignorance, because of lack of proper knowledge, one offense. And second, because of unnecessary high estimation of oneself. So these two were the prominent difficulty of Daksha. Daksha was ignorant. And thirdly, and also one has strong attachment to one offend grades. Of course, the attachment ultimately comes from ignorance only, avidya. There are that Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, he explains there are 5 difficulties. It is said that 5 difficulties are there because of which we commit sin or aparadh. What are the 5 things? He says, first he says avidya or ignorance, and second he says avidya asmita. Asmita means false ego. So ignorance, false ego. And third he says raga. Raga means attachment. And fourth he says dvesh. Dvesh means hatred. That raga and dvesh. And finally avinivesh. Avinivesh means absorption in the matter. Because of these things, it's sin or we offend them. 5 things: raga, avidya, asmita, raga, dvesh, and avinivesh. So Daksha was thinking that he is a very great soul. He's a Prajapati, and he's doing a sacrifice by which everybody has come. And he was thinking so great of himself, and he was belittling the position of Shivji. He was definitely ignorant of Shivji's exalted transcendental situation, because his calculations out of matter. So generally, a person who is materialistic, his standards of success are limited to matter. And people like Shivji, they are completely aloof. One tend to offer souls actually because of these 5 things, and that was the situation of Daksha. But Chitraketu Maharaj was absolutely free from these 5 things: Raga, Avidya, Asmita, Raga, Dvesh, and Avinivesh. He had absolutely free from these 5 things, and there was no question of he offending Shivji. So that was the lesson we can derive from this incident. I would like to stop here in case somebody would like to speak something or has a comment we can take, else we'll stop.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Dandavat Pranam. All glory, Srila Prabhupada. Thank you, Prabhuji. Very beautiful
Okay.
class. So many points you took from so many different shastras. Talked about, of course, about Shivaji, the great Vaishnava, about Parikshit Maharaj. You gave the examples of the world of today knows one, it takes one to knows one. So that is so true, Prabhu. And of course, about Srila Rupa Goswami, you quoted the examples. Very, very, very beautiful class, Prabhuji. And in the end, how you explain Srila Prabhupada delivered the hippies, and you compared with Shivaji. That was so beautiful, Prabhuji. So true, Prabhu. Even today, if we see a meat eater or a drunk person, we usually try to avoid them and thinking, oh, I am a great Vaishnava because I'm chanting 16 rounds a day and he's drinking. And how faulty we are, Prabhuji. Not sorry, we all, but certainly somebody like me who is overflowing with sins, Prabhu. And I'm seeing someone and I get, disgust. But that should not be the case. That means our mind is not very, very clear if we even think that. How was Srila Prabhupada? We should take examples. I still see sometime, yeah, it can be, it's very difficult to say it, but I see sometimes some devotees say, I can't drink water because you're not initiated. And I feel like, okay, 4 years ago or 5 years back, we were, some of us, we are now initiated and we chant, which is very beautiful. Even just saying Hare, Krishna is running towards us. And what to speak about 16 rounds. But certainly everyone should be more cautious about thinking of other people, judging other people. I would say it's not nice, but with chanting it, hopefully it will come, Prabhuji. Very beautiful class, Prabhu. And your personal example, Prabhuji, that is so beautiful. Sometime we just hide our personal things, right, Prabhu? Because it's just not feeling comfortable. And you coming in a class of so many, I am not the one, Prabhu, but there are so many exalted Vaishnavas in this class, Prabhuji. So many nice devotees, and you exploring your heart in front of everyone, Prabhu. That was very beautiful, Prabhu. So thank you so much, Prabhuji, for as Vinita Mataji was saying, it was a last minute class. I didn't knew that. It's always difficult to give last minute classes, Prabhu. We all know that, sometimes we certainly would love to prepare the class, what we are going to speak and, what is the topic going on. But certainly last minute class, Prabhu, are a little difficult. So thank you so much, Prabhuji. It is very, very, very fortunate to have you, Prabhu, with us. Prabhu, with your permission, we can go to the question.
Somebody has raised hand.
Yes, Prabhuji. Tilok Mataji. Hare Krishna, Tilok Mataji, could you please unmute yourself and go ahead with the question? Tilok Jodan.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam, all glories to Srila Prabhupada. Yes, my question is, Shivji had the ability to see the past, present, and future, right? So if he had the ability to see the future, so when Sati was going to his father's place, it means that Shivji was already aware that this incident would be happening, like Sati will give up his body later. So why did Shivji, as his husband, did not provide protection at that point in time, meaning not stopping Sati from going there? My question is that, Prabhuji.
Yeah. So Shivji knew that. He points out in his with his when he talks and tries to convince Sati that if you go to that place, it will not be good for you. Like that he says. So there, areas that they say that he was knowing that Shivji was knowing that if he goes there, when he will see it is very natural, because when Shivji knows that how much Sati loves me, and when he goes there, he will find that there is no place for my husband. He will not be able to continue that body. It is very difficult because for a chaste wife being for a chaste wife, her husband being offended by her father will not be able to tolerate actually. So when his Sati goes there, Shivji knew this very well. That's why, and he tried his best to stop her. And when when she did not hear, Shivji, immediately orders Nandi that he follow her. And all Sivaganas, they are surrounding her, and as she was walking very angrily towards the father house. All these people are providing protection, and she is walking towards the husband's house, towards the father house. But Shivji was knowing this well that she will give her body. Because when you see that, because Sati was not knowing how much level of envy this Daksha has for her husband. So that will be the cause of Sati's death. Sati, when she will see that my father envies my husband so much, and I have got this body from such a personality, hell with this body, and he'll commit suicide. That was the cause. Otherwise, CG Daksha can never kill Sati actually. He can always give that protection, and that's why she creates a body, fire from out of her body, and burns her. And when Sivji gets the news that she has burnt herself, Sivji immediately reaches there and takes her body and starts dancing. Out of angrily starts dancing, and that dance was so dangerous. Then everybody again runs to Vishnu, and by saying that this Sivji, if he continues to dance like this, it will become pralaya. So please stop him. Then Sivji, Lord Vishnu, sends his Sudarshan Chakra and cuts up the body of Sati into pieces, and they fall in different Sakti pits. You go to wherever there are Sakti pits, their Sakti pits are actually this explanation was given by our Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur. And the place where her Nabhi Kamal falls, that was, I think, he says, I don't remember the place like that. Her hand and the Nabhi falls in one place, and they become the Sakti pits, Kamakhya and the Meenakshi and all that you see. They're actually, Sivji's this body cut by Vishnu, this like that. So he knew that. He's tried to stop, as like husband should be doing that. And secondly, another thing, Sivji was knowing that even if he will burn the body, I'll again marry her. So he will see again, and then I'll marry her. So that was also Sivji knowing. So this is the thing.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Okay.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Thank you, Harini Mataji.
Okay.
Thank you. Sorry, I couldn't see your name earlier. Thank you, Prabhu. Very beautiful answer. Certainly, who knows about Krishna's games? It's all his plays, and that's what he's doing. Sukha Mataji, Hare Krishna, Dana Pranam.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam. Thank you for the beautiful class, Prabhu. I just had one question. I didn't hear properly. You said the 5 personalities who can give residence in Vraja. One was Vraja Raj, you said?
Yeah.
Okay, the sand, right? Of Vraja.
Yeah.
Okay, Prabhu. Yeah. Thank you so much, Prabhu. Very beautiful point. Thank you so much. Please give your association again. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mataji. Thank you, Prabhuji. And that was a very beautiful, another beautiful point that Mataji picked out. Certainly, we all want Vrindavan Vas, but today you made clear who will give us this Vrindavan Vas. Certainly, Prabhu. Thank you so much. Prabhuji, I see our coordinator, our head of the group, I would say, because Shamakuri Mataji is the one who started this group years ago. So she's on the line. Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Please don't say that. I was not that one who started.
Come on, Mataji, you are, please.
No.
Go ahead, Mataji.
Prabhuji, thank you so much for coming last minute. I didn't know that Sanatan Dharma Prabhuji not feeling well last minute. He canceled.
I'm extremely sorry to disappoint you, but I had to replace him.
Yeah. But thank you so much. That was a good replacement, Prabhuji. Thank you. And that way we got to, hear you. Otherwise, we were not planning to hear from you, Prabhuji. Thank you so much. Very, very beautiful class, Prabhuji.
Thank you, Mataji. So, Prabhu ji, अब आप फंस गए भक्ति संगा में. Now you have to come back. Because you gave such a class, Prabhu, we will call you back again now. Thank you so much, Prabhu ji. What I was gonna say, yes, Prabhu, I agree with your judging thing, Prabhu. You know what, Prabhu? I wish I should open my heart too. I have seen, Prabhu, when I judge someone or I have judged in past, the things are now coming in front of me. And I'm actually thanking Krishna. Okay, you are now breaking my, ego or whatever it is. I was judging people and now that comes in front of me. Right, Prabhu, it happens in your life. So thank you so much, Prabhuji. Dear devotees, and Prabhu, another thing, sorry, I wanted to tell at the very start, I love your name, Prabhuji. Your Guru Maharaj gave you a beautiful name. So all glories to your Guru Maharaj, all glories to your services, Prabhuji. Thank you. So dear devotees, if nobody has any more questions or comments for Prabhuji, we can end the class. But Prabhuji, before ending that, Mega Mataji in chat box, she's a very regular devotee, amazing devotee. Her mother too. She's thanking you for the beautiful class, Prabhuji. And same as our Jananda Gorhari Prabhuji from Chennai. He's thanking you for the beautiful class, Prabhu. So from everyone of us, SP, Prabhuji. So everyone is thanking Prabhu. Saying thank you so much, Prabhuji. Dear devotees, so if nobody has any more questions or comments, Prabhuji, with your permission, we will end the class here. Vancha kalpatarubhascha kripa
Sindhuveva Patitanam
Patitanam
Pavanebhyo
Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo
Pavanebhyo
Namaha.
Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha.
Grantraj Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ji ki jai. His Grace Dasharatha Priya Prabhu ji ki jai. All the assembled devotees ki jai.
Prabhuji, Hare Krishna.
So
Jai.
much. Thank you, dear devotees.
Jai.
Srimad Bhagavatam.
Hare Krishna.
Hare
Thank
Krishna.
you everyone
Thank you,
for
dear Prabhuji,
joining.
Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
Wonderful class, Prabhuji. Please keep
Gauranga,
coming.
Gauranga, Nityananda,
Yeah, we will
Gauranga,
Nityananda.
close the call here.
Nityananda.
Thank you.